So, Happy New Year. I hope this is the best year you guys ever had so far. May all your wishes come true, all your dreams, aspirations, um, goals, whatever you want to accomplish. This is your year to, it's our year. You're not alone. I'm with you. All right. So, do whatever you need to do, make things happen, and go after your dreams. And God bless you all. And know that we're all in it together. Like conquerors over darkness. And just keep doing the right thing. Keep doing the best you can do in anything you're doing. Welcome back to my channel. Hope you've had an amazing holiday, everyone. And I just want to say thank you for coming back to my channel. Thanks for stopping here. If it's your first time here, my name is Antonio Nava Torres. I am a background designer on the show Family Guy. Just a second. Fix the camera a little bit. And basically everything I'm here to talk about is my career, my life choices, where I came from, where I'm going, what I'm up to, and what I've done. I originally been an artist my entire life. I drew since I was a kid, and from there I went to graffiti. Started as a tagger, and then I did pieces, then burners, and then murals, and then after that I went to art school, and I went into the animation field. I went to Art Center College of Design for 4 years, graduated, and I did my first job in animation for 4 months at an art school. Now I've had a long career doing that. I worked on Rocket Power, Rugrats, As Told by Ginger, King of the Hill, Beavis and Butthead, Christmas, from Leapfrog, and now Family Guy. And I've done prop design, background layout, and background design. And I'm currently doing background design as we speak. It's been a nice career. I've had a good run. Yeah. And so far, so good. I've seen the world a little bit, traveled a little bit, Greece, Australia, Italy, and so on. So anyways, welcome to my channel. Yes, so welcome. You might have noticed I have a little character on my sweater here. This is Brian from Family Guy. If you guys can't see him, you can zoom in on it. Anyways, it was a gift for the show, for the showrunners, to the employees. So it was a nice little gift, nice sweater. It's pretty warm, and I like Brian's awesome. So anyways, I know you don't want to talk about my sweater, but let's go on beyond. Anyways, I have really great news. I went to the Bay Area and I met with community leaders in San Jose, and so I went to the Bay Area I got a request that the mural that I did in 1995 had some damage, apparently, some gang writing or something. So I was requested to come and touch it up, fix it. So I couldn't really tell how much damage was done from the pictures, but when I got there, I realized there was cracks and there was paint chipping, and there was like a little bit of weather basically, some bleached. So I thought originally it was going to take only like a day or two, and then when we got going, I realized that once the bottom looked refreshed, the entire top needed a second coat. It just looked beat up a little bit. So, the community that I grew up in, they're very tight knit. Everybody knows each other. There's families, cousins, brothers, uncles. Like, somebody. If you know somebody in the neighborhood, you know somebody that's related to somebody else. So it was really nice because the community elders gathered everybody together. Made some phone calls, and a lot of people showed up, and then the younger crowd showed up as well, and helped out. There was a lot of hands on deck, and I really appreciated that, because I think it would have taken me like 7 days, honestly, to do everything that needed to be done. But because there were so many hands on deck, we were able to do it in 3 days. And I know that sounds like crazy, but a lot of the colors I didn't have, and the paint was already old, so it was thrown out. So I brought all my own paint, and I had to like mix a couple of colors to basically match it. Um, and we did really, really good job about that. So we got really close. And you have to understand this mural is like a big deal in the neighborhood. This mural has been running for, you know, 35 years. So it has a lot of history. A lot of people have been raised with it. A lot of people remember the original one. So it's got a lot of, history, and people want to preserve it. So that's why I got the phone call, so we could preserve it. I believe someone was talking about it. One of the elders saying this one, I think it's the third oldest mural in the city of San Jose. So I think there's one from the 60s, and then there's another one from the 70s or 80s, and then mine's from the 90s. So there's a reason behind that, and the whole community really, got together and supported it. People donated paint as well, brushes, rollers. People had donated everything, even tamales, which were so delicious. Thank you, Rudy. That was so good. And just things like that. Patty donated paint. Her neighbor, thank you, Patty. Tony donated rollers and pans and paper towels. Thank you, Tony. So and just it was just a lot of love and a lot of energy. I think that at one point there was like 6 people across the whole bottom of the wall, and I was kind of like art directing, like, okay, there, you paint that, or let me mix this color for that spot. And it was I had never really art directed like that, or I'm overseeing like a group of people. So it was a little bit overwhelming for my brain. I was like, whoa. And my work's very solitary, like I work talk to the director, I might work with another designer, and then I dig in, I'm in the trench. But here it was like I was like directing this way, that person, you over here, you over there. And someone would be done and it'd be, hey, asking me a question. I'd be, oh, I have to answer that. Hold that thought. Let me put a pin on that one. Hold on, let me get back to that. So it was like I was like that, like the way I'm moving my hands. That's what it felt like for like 2 days easily. So it was pretty cool, but it was a good vibe. It was a lot of good energy. A lot of people stopped by from the neighborhood, new people who've moved into the neighborhood. I mean, the neighborhood is getting gentrified. Let's be honest. And yeah, a lot of families showing up, wanting to know what was going on. We're restoring it, what's happening, and they were pretty excited when they found out I was the original artist. And so that they're restoring it, and they're pretty happy. You know what I mean? And they're not even from that originally from the neighborhood, or from that culture of the Mexican culture, Aztec bloodline culture, in Native American culture. That had nothing to do with it, but they were appreciating what we were doing. So yeah, so the energy was so cool because it just felt like everyone was coming together, working together to accomplish, to finish it and make it look really nice. And it came to life. That mural just came to life. It looked brand new. I was like in disbelief, I was like, this looks really, really good. And my niece stopped by. She's like, I could see it from, down the street. It just popped. All the colors popped. And I added a little extra color here and there just to give it extra pop and to create some vibration of color as well. So that really gave it some energy. So it drew you in from the street, and I'm really happy with that. I have a lot of not a lot, but I have some footage, pictures, people that they took of us working in progress, just to show you like different angles of it and its evolution and how many hands on deck were there. So we did some documentation on it. So I'll have some that you guys could look at. And just want to say thank you again to the Gardner Community Center, Gardner Community, Beaver Park, and the city of San Jose and the whole West Side neighborhood for coming together to support this and keep the mural alive, and not replace it with something else, rainbows and butterflies. So I just want to say thank you. I really appreciate that, and I appreciate the love and the hospitality from everyone. And, I want to do a good job because I want the community to be happy and proud that we are restoring it and keeping it going, while it goes into 35 years. So, and they all seem pretty stoked about it. So I'm really proud to be part of the community. I part to be like the resident artist that comes over to touch it up and work on it, and that people gather together, and kind of believe in it still and believe in me. And if you live in San Jose or near the Willow Glen area and you want to take a peek at what I'm talking about, it's off of Bird Avenue and Virginia, believe Virginia Avenue, and the park called Bee Brack Park, and it's right across the street from Gardner Elementary School. And yeah, come through, check it out. It's become a landmark, and I'm really happy about that. I'm hoping to do another mural, maybe in a different part of town. That would be nice to have another, legacy, another piece of art that, I can give back to a community and stuff like that. And also maybe even like get them to know my story. I think what people find interesting is that I come from the neighborhood, like literally 5, 6 blocks away. I grew up there. I was a tagger in the neighborhood. Everybody knew my name. Everybody knew who I was. And even though I was trying to be anonymous, everybody knew who I was. But then people recognized, especially Rudy, we talked about it there. He recognized my talent, and he was telling me that he saw something and he knew, that he could hone it. So he like felt if he talked to me, kind of reason with me, maybe pull me away from the more like vandalism aspect of it and get me more involved in the artistic part of it. And we talked about that I didn't trust adults. So when he spoke to me, I listened for whatever reason. Something told me to listen to him. Inner voice, call it guardian angel, call it wisdom. I don't know. I was like, 17 years old. So I listened, and the rest is history. We still talk to this day. He's, I can call him my elder because he's very wise and very, spiritual and, smart, and he's got a mission, and he touched me. He touched me in here. So to this day, I still listen. You know what I mean? I have the connection with him, and he's one of the two people that kind of did that for me. That believed in what I did when my own family didn't, and I told him that. I never really told him that face to face, so it was nice to explain to him that it meant a lot that an adult stranger believed in me more than my own family, and he said, thanks for sharing that story. I said, yeah, that's what touched me. I said, you and my art teacher believed in me while the rest of the world didn't, and my own bloodline didn't. So it meant a lot to me, and I think that's why I don't mind, I didn't mind giving back then, and also I don't mind giving back now. I've done other projects for the city of San Jose, like the Children's Square Museum. I did like a display. I painted it, but then they didn't end up using it. But I remember they displayed the artwork like near the office, going into the hallway. But then like 20 years later, I went to go look for it. They had replaced it with an autism sculpture. So I'm not sure what happened to it, but that was another piece I had done back then, and it was all aerosol. The other one was also an aerosol project for the tech museum. They wanted me to do like kind of like the past and the future coming together. So like I did like graffiti, and then I had like this tech writing, like metal kind of coming in. I think like kind of almost like kind of merging together. I did that about the same time period. Yeah, and but I haven't been to the tech museum, so I don't know if they changed it or whatnot. But that was another project that I worked on as well during that same time in the 90s. So another project I worked on was Mid Valley Teens in the Valley for the YMCA, and that was fun. It was a graffiti style lettering. I'll show a picture of that as well. And that was great. That took a few days because I had to be up and down a ladder, and how that works. You're going up and down the ladder, you have to move it, and then paint again, and then move the ladder, paint again, and move that. So it's not just free flowing when you're on the ground. So it's a little more challenging, but I gave it this old school lettering style, a little bit 80s vibe to it. That's what the kids wanted. I did a bunch of designs, and then they picked one from my initial designs, and I used the same color palette that they requested as well, and it was fun. They seemed to enjoy it. They were pretty excited when they met me. They were excited that I was the artist. So it was great. I hope I make an impact in their lives. They seemed pretty happy to see me, and asked a couple questions and stuff about my career. So I'm all about influencing the next generation. I'm all about encouraging the next generation, and being part of their lives in a productive, inspirational manner. Because I remember when I was looking for that inspiration, and there was nobody like me, nobody to talk to, nobody that had made it, nobody that was successful in that world. And there wasn't many muralists back then either. The arts were not really, they weren't really nurtured. They weren't really, it was like you know they wanted gray walls, and red brick. They didn't want to see artwork, or inspiration statements, or cultural art, historical art. It was just like, we want it clean, we want it pristine, we want it concrete, and kind of like almost very industrial, kind of like prison or jail, very like just dry and basic. You see San Jose, and it's flourishing. There's more artwork going up, more murals, more artists. So I feel there's definitely different energy than it was when I was a kid. So there's definitely more out there that isn't going to influence the next generation of artists and designers and all. So I'm pretty excited for that. And I feel a little bit blessed. Like I feel like I was one of the first ones, like a pioneer in something that I just love to do, and I was just doing what I love to do. And like I said, I was more into destruction as a kid, and I became more into the arts, as I got older, and I learned that there's more to it than just your name. There's more to say in the world. There's a lot to say in the world. So I'll leave you with that. So I'll say thank you for coming to my channel. It means a lot. Just keep doing what you're doing. If you're an artist, you're a musician, don't give up on yourselves. Just keep creating. And if you get a chance, go to my other YouTube channel, Galactic Tales of Gary Marshmallow, and you'll see my animation shorts. I'm trying to get a bigger following now. I'm excited about that. I really, really want to make an impact in the world, more than I already have. I just want to be a positive outlet for myself, and a positive outlet to influence others, be positive influence in others. So I decided to bring the video to you guys from my other channel, the little animation. All right, check it out. All right, thanks again. Peace.
Hi everybody, welcome back to my vlog. Well, today we have a cool song that we wrote. Hope you like it. It's a Christmas special. Bye.
All I want for Christmas is a new leather bag or two, cool shades on my face, winning every race. No hand-me-downs, no re-gifts, just new expensive gifts. Side, but listen up, fam, I gotta be polite. Don't be tired with the wallet, this is my year. I don't want a shirt that makes me look weird. We all know the truth when you re-gift a thing. That old fuzzy sweater, no thanks, makes my ears ring. Gotta give it a thought, gotta give it some time. Don't send me junk, don't commit that rhyme. I don't need to hang my stocking, I won't do. Cause what I really want won't fit for me and you. Santa won't make me happy with a cheap old toy. I just want my own, yeah, boy. All I want for Christmas is a new leather bag or two, cool shades on my face, winning every race. No hand-me-downs, no re-gifts, just new expensive gifts. All I want for Christmas is a new leather bag or two, cool shades on my face, winning every race. No hand-me-downs, no re-gifts, just new expensive gifts. My wish must come true, I need to complete my order. I want a sweet ride that can fly past the border, an electric scooter, that's my main demand. To zoom round the block, the coolest in the land. I won't wish for snow, no, not me, no way. Cause then I gotta shovel with that all day. I'll just keep on waiting, I won't go near the mistletoe. I'm holding my plushie tight, here we go. I'm not sending a list to the North Pole this year. Saint Nick doesn't need to hear those clicking reindeer. The lights are shining bright like Vegas everywhere. Kids are singing loudly, filling up the air. I see a mouse scurry, hear a sleigh go past. I've been kinda good, I'm fading really fast. Time for bed, good night, now you know what to do. You get that my way.